Hello skaters, my name is Victor Halthorpe. I'm a two-time Olympian, World Cup medalist and professional skater. In today's video, I will be guiding you through stability dryland, different dryland exercises that I made or put together in order for you to improve your stability on shoes, but especially on skates. And if you do these well on shoes, I'm definitely sure that they're gonna carry over into your skating and you're gonna be able to go faster. This workout is one of many that I put together in what I call my Dryland Masterclass. You can download that entire training plan below. Just click on the link in the description. And in that Masterclass, I'm not just gonna show the exercises, but I'm gonna guide you on how many workouts, how long sets, how much rest, and how you are to combine all these exercises in an actual training plan that'll help you go faster. Let's dive into it. The first exercise is circles. On this one, you should really have a look at the side view. So it's important to push straight to the side and then make a nice circular movement. What's really important is that you don't move anything else but that leg. So it's very common here to try and compensate with the upper body, but make sure everything is pointing forward. You constantly need to have that line between the toe, the knee, and the shoulder. So if you do this well, you would definitely feel it burn in your glutes. As per usual, the slower you can do it, the better basically. Also make sure you're not opening the hip. So if you look at my foot, it constantly points forward even when I do that movement. And at the end of the movement, you should be in the same position as you would have if you do a single leg squat. So that leg, as it comes around, should be very, very relaxed. This one is a bit similar. It's called extensions. Here we just work on that movement in and out. It is technically a little easier because you don't have that part where you do move the leg backwards. So you won't have as much of a struggle to keep the upper body straight. But it is physically pretty challenging because there's less movement and then you use more of the same muscle groups. So try and see how relaxed you can stay in the upper body as you push straight to the side here. If possible, do the way I do it here where I have the white line. So if you have a line, try and use that so you can see that you push straight to the side. It is okay to not take the leg back immediately. You can do a little bit of a circle because the goal here is really just to work on that push to the side and have that controlled without moving. This one is one of my all-time favorites, the kill zone. It is basically skating imitation where we emphasize the part where we apply pressure right underneath ourselves. So in this one, you should really feel that you put pressure into the ground. Try and imagine yourself on your skates here. Slow movements and make sure you lead with your hip first. Also make sure you're not letting your hips pop up. As you can see here, I maintain the same position through the entire push. So really especially feel that tension, that power on the outside of your shoes or outside of your foot soles. Now we're going to take it a step further. Classic, the skating imitation. This is the closest we get to actual skating. So you try and combine the few exercises we already just had a look at. So you load it like the kill zone, you make a good recovery movement like the circle, and then you push to the side leading with the hip first. Make sure to not pop up and down. And again, make sure you go straight to the side. Keep it controlled here and keep it at a smooth pace. As you can see here, I never really twist my upper body. The shoulders are constantly parallel to the ground and they're constantly pointing forward in the direction that you'll be skating in. Here's dry skate. It's a slightly more explosive version of the exercise we just did. It is key though that you take your time loading with the leg behind and then you drive that hip and your body weight to the side in one single movement. Make sure that as you land, you will have all your body weight on that foot and that leg. This exercise can definitely be done using your arms if you want to practice the movement, especially for those of you that focus more on the sprint and the shorter distances. It is a really good way to be able or to practice how you coordinate your arm swing with the leg movements. This one is really good for you to practice your double push and being able to find a stable position when you have the weight a little on the outside. Ideally, we would simply just do a push where we would have the body weight on the outside of the foot, but due to gravity, we can't really do that. That's why we allow ourselves to do that jump. The most important thing here is that you already initiate that double jump going to the outside as you push through. So make sure you don't pause the movement, but as you pull that leg towards the other in the circle movement, you're already focused on jumping on the outer edge with the other leg. This one is for you to really feel the power and the force going into the ground, into the wheels, or into your blades when you do your dry skates. So use that same momentum when you come from up there into the skating position and then push to the side. That's why it's called the loaded dry skate, because you load all that force and you use it to create a horizontal push. Remember that this one is really a drill and not how you're supposed to skate. However, it's a really good way to feel extra pressure and guide that in a way that will allow you to generate some speed. As you can see here, I use my arms. Sometimes that can make it a little easier to coordinate. Notice my upper body is not bouncing and it's in the same position throughout the entire movement. Now, next one here is skate walk. The purpose of this exercise is really for you to get a feeling of where your hips are and your center of gravity. Whenever you take a step here, make sure that you keep the exact same position, so you don't allow yourself to go a little higher as you switch from one leg to the other. The better you get at this, the less time you should have with both feet on the ground. A quick weight transfer, as long as it's smooth, is basically always a positive thing in skating. So keep your hips tucked in and keep them forward, and make sure that when you drive that leg forward, it's the whole body that moves with it and not just a foot pointing forward. The upper body should remain in the same position, but as relaxed as you can get it. So next one here is the side taps. This one is really all about engaging the gluteus medius. The goal here is for you to be fully stable on one leg to the point where you can lift the other without changing your position at all. If possible, you should definitely find a mirror for this one. It's very easy to get the sensation that you're doing it right, but your shoulder and your upper body is tilting a little. A good way to correct yourself is by holding your hands out in front, and then you'll easily see if they're tilting as you lift the legs. Well, and you're probably a little off. The slower you can do this, the more controlled you can do it, the better. If you're a beginner to this, it will make it a little easier with the arms out because you will have some counterweight. Now we're coming back to the kill zone, but with a little twist here as we do the double push. This one is for you to be able to catch it in that same solid position, where the initial kill zone was more controlled and a more calm movement. Here you still try and find that smooth transfer and feel the tension through the ground, but as you switch from one leg to the other, you do a little hop. Make sure that it is a tiny hop. The goal here is to jump as little as possible, but to catch it as quickly as you can. Everything should still point forward, just like when we did the kill zone at first. Find a nice rhythm and keep low, and especially catch it in a low position when you land, just like you would on your skates.
In this entire video and basically all the dryland workouts I do, you will see me wear the wear bands. It's a really cool concept with elastic bands that are attached to your feet and around your waist, and you can add extra resistance. There's multiple levels, so you can add the specific resistance you would want. Also making these training plans and these videos available to basically all levels, whether you're an Olympian or a brand new beginner to this. I am going to throw a link down below in the description, and I suggest all of you to get a pair of these. Then you get a nice discount using the code below.